So, like, what I have to say about you, man, is thank you so much for making some time for me today. Like, I look at your stuff and I think that you are gonna blow up. You're the first person that I've seen in a while. Not that you haven't already blown up, by the way. What I'm saying is that, like, I remember when I met Ben Bankus, like 10 years ago, and he had less followers than you. You're the first time that I've had a guy on where I think you're going to be just as big as him. So to find the time for a nobody like me, thank you so much. For anybody out there, this is Joe Jax. So you go by Joe Jax, I assume, because you have a similar problem to me that you share a name with a professional athlete. I don't know. It screws with my searches. I don't know about yours, but at least yours doesn't have a podcast. Mine, the guy who I have the same name as, has a podcast as well. So yeah, Joe Jax comedy on Instagram. He does skits, stand up comedy, and is funny as fuck. So thank you so much, man, for coming on the show today.
No, thank you for having me. I mean, it's funny to say, like, make time. I'm a nobody too. There's no, you know, I'm not fighting off other appearances or anything. This is, like a normal guy's life. That's basically, well, I go to work and I do stand up at night and I make skits.
Yeah, yeah. Your skit.
But I appreciate the kind words. It feels good. It's but yeah, it is funny when I'm just like, yeah, it's fucking. I just like doing stand up.
You bet, man. You have it. That's why you were able to get Heidi in your web on Kill Tony or whatever. There, you've got it, man.
She's
So,
been hitting up on
um,
something
you know
that I
what?
can't.
Like, speaking of some of the stuff that you do, like your skits, I love the one that you do with your cat. I think that one is just a hit. Like, I had thought about doing something like that, but then I saw yours and I was like, oh fuck, now I'm a hack.
Well, I mean, it's Garfield.
Yeah.
It's just, but no, that you caught me. That was recent. That started last week as I did the first one, and the format like is. I mean, yeah, if you're thinking about doing it, it's so easy because there's no setup required. It's just like
Yeah.
people get like perfect for social media. So then the first one did well, and now, dude, I'm fucking like the last like I think when you initially messaged me, I was at like 23,000 followers, and as of yesterday, over 1 week, I'm at 40,000 just for my fucking cat.
Yeah, you have been booming because of those cat videos. It's I
Yeah,
can see what you mean though. It's so easy, right? You just chill with your cat like you normally do. I also have a I'm a cat lover myself. I have a cat and they just sit on your lap. You video them for a while and then you write a little script, put a voiceover. It's brilliant.
yeah, I just need 30 seconds. It's him on my lap, and I kind of like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying for 30 seconds, and then that's like a whole video. But
Yeah.
but no, with those, it's interesting, and I'm at like a crossroads now where I'm like gonna keep doing those because they're doing well, and let's fucking 20,000 followers in a week. Let's see if I
Yeah.
can use.
You can be the cat skit guy. Yeah.
Yeah, for a while at least. And there's the fear of it getting like, I've done five. Who knows by the time I do like 20 if it'll be totally stale by that point. But it's kind of like a comic strip, I guess. It's like, it's not hard to make. I'll just do one a week.
Perfect.
For a long time, I've been doing. Do you do stand up?
A little bit. Not much. I mostly do podcasts, man. To me that's my thing.
Yeah, because, well, within any of this, like, kind of like online entertainment, chasing or whatever, or, like I had a podcast with my buddy Christoph, and then like I just
Yes, I forgot to mention your podcast. Yeah, you already have a podcast, but I couldn't find like the name of it when I was searching around a little while. What was the name of it, or did you close it?
well, the Gene Jax podcast, but we don't really do it anymore because I don't really like. It's not that I don't like podcasting, but I was the one like editing it and making the clips and stuff, and trying to balance that with like having a job and doing. I was like, no, I don't want
Yeah,
to.
yeah, it's a lot of work. I'm
Yeah,
lucky because I don't really work much or anything, so I got lots of time to do this stuff. But I totally get it. Podcasting is hard too because you don't get a lot of uh like glad handing. Like stand up, you go up there and you got that audience feedback. It's awesome time, people coming up after the show, all that, which is awesome. But with podcasting, you really don't get that. But it kind of refines the art a little bit. Why I like it almost is because of that lack of give back.
yeah.
It feels harder.
Well, I liked doing it for sure, and there's even like idea, like I wanted to do. I still kind of want to do one that's sort of more of a WTF, like like getting real in the deep nitty gritty of social media thing that also feels like it's not a nightmare. Like sketches, I didn't want to do sketches. It's like
Yeah,
all
it all feels gross a little bit. I know what you mean. The short form stuff all feels a little bit gross.
yeah, and I don't hate short form content. Like I could make, uh, like I could doom scroll for a while and see a couple that are like really funny or like like a movie clip that like, oh, now I'm gonna watch it or whatever. But if what you want to do is stand up, like that, I'm sure you've had comedians on that kind of explain this is like if your goal is to like sell tickets or like make a movie or like whatever, you in this current environment you cannot do that unless you have a following. So you have
Yeah,
to have some way of being like, how can I get a following to get the tickets
yeah,
without like
exactly. Yeah, whether it be for selling your shows or for, like you said, getting on a movie. It's crazy now. You're just seeing all the movies are basically the guys who are getting the roles, whether it be, Theo Vaughn or Segura or whoever, they're getting their roles because they literally already have their own audience. Like you can guarantee that that movie's going to get those views. And it's like, that's almost the through line now to being a movie star is you almost have to be a internet star first, you know?
yeah, well we're
That's
in a really
that's what you're saying, right? Yeah.
yeah, well we're in a really interesting period too with movies in that uh, the two movies that just blew up and are making hundreds of millions of dollars are Obsession and Backrooms. Either of those yet?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I just watched Backrooms the other day. Uh
Yeah,
I loved
Back
it.
Obsession.
Yeah, yeah. What do you did you see Backrooms yet?
I haven't seen Backrooms, but the story of how both of those movies were, I mean, it's crazy. The director of Backrooms is 20 years old.
No way.
Yeah, he's 20, and Backrooms is like some creepy pasta thing on the internet. And he was like a kid that was like making Backrooms content. And I don't know how the fuck this happened, but whatever producer or like, the Duplass brother gave him $10 million to make this movie, and now it made over
Wow.
$100. Same with Obsession, like Curry Baker, that dude made sketches on Instagram and TikTok,
Yeah.
and they're really like they're just comedy sketches,
That's
and he was
amazing.
making films behind the scenes, and then got like $750,000 to make Obsession, and
Yeah.
Obsession. Well over $100 million. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Mandalorian Grogu is out right now and is getting beat by these two indie movies by these children. We're like
Yeah.
witnessing like a generation right in front of us.
Yeah. Just like Iron Lung too.
What's that?
Just like Iron Lung as well. Did you catch that movie?
No, no. Is that like a
Same kind of a story, but more in the fantasy realm. But
Oh,
same
that was
story as
Markiplier, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did not know that backstory about Backrooms. That's crazy. I did watch it. I won't give it away. No spoilers, but it was incredible to me. And you can think about this when you get a chance to watch it. But just for the viewers out there, I feel like the movie was ultimately about marriage, and it was about memory, which is very interesting. Like I like that it had an overarching theme of like therapy doesn't work, but
Oh,
like that's what I think the overarching theme was. By the way, this is just my opinions, but so yeah, check it out. Like man, it's really cool. It's really cool.
yeah. It's interesting to have like real, like these movies with like worthy themes, and it's crazy to be done by a 20. Like that part blows my mind. It's almost like aggravating. You're like, how is a 20-year-old this talented?
Yeah, yeah.
But
So
no, that's start now. It's like you start out on the internet and you kind of get certain tools. Like I think there's a lot of these movies are horror too, and that's I think partly because they're cheap and they make a lot of money. Like you know, they're just incredibly popular. Like Hereditary started Ari Aster's whole career. Like The Witch started.
I didn't like The Witch, but I did like Hereditary a lot.
Yeah, or any of these like Obsession or Backrooms. It's like all these horror movies are make a ton of money, and I think there's a connection between comedy and horror. Probably like the tools you get on how to like do a sketch video like Curry Baker was, the kind of setups and punchlines, like the creating tension and breaking it, like that probably assists you when it comes to making horror movies.
You'd think it's definitely not going to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? So
But it's of two ways, right? Because on one level, it's like it's kind of democratizing it. It's going uh, there's no like gatekeeper that's gonna like let you in or not. It's kind of up to you to like build an audience for yourself. But on the other end, the kind of like whorishness of doing that can be like not beneficial to some degree. You know, it's like, okay, I want to sell tickets. I guess I should dance, or it's like I guess I should.
I guess I should do impressions.
I guess I should talk about trending topics, or I guess
I
this
guess I
video,
I
like
guess
me
I
with
got
the
to
fucking
show my dick on stage.
huh?
No, sorry. That's the problem with video podcasting. Sometimes it's interrupting. I was just riffing off of what you were saying about shit you got to do to get sell tickets.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look at me with the fucking cat, dude. It's like one of them does well, so you go, okay, okay, let me just fucking
Yeah.
ride that
Yeah,
with any
totally.
like a double edged thing where
Yeah.
in some ways it's great for art because it's allowing anybody to make it. However, on the other end, now the the models that like advertisers and like kind of agents and stuff that they had to follow of like how to market, how to appeal to the lowest common denominator, like all of those stuff that the artist never had to worry about. All of a sudden, it's on us to be marketers and kind of brand curators and all this stuff. So
Yeah.
it's like, I
Yeah,
don't
man.
know.
It is a lot. It's a lot, hey. I can't imagine. I mean, you've got it so much harder than me because I'm just some hick off in the woods just recording himself talking to people, but I totally get what you're talking about and yeah, that's the nature of it. The more you can do, the better, you know. But if you don't mind, if
Yeah,
I bring it back to you and some of the questions that I like to do for the show, like you did really good on Kill Tony. I've watched some of your clips there; they're really funny.
like
What? How long? How many? First off, actually, how many episodes of your podcast did you do?
well, we did like 30 back in Orlando, like many years ago, and that was fun. But that we were like low level. This is Orlando, Florida, and then Christoph moved to New York and started a podcast with his buddy. And but we stayed like tight friends. Like I lived in New York for a little bit, and then we lived together in Austin. And then when we lived together, I was like, "Yo, let's bring back the podcast. I'll edit it. I'll fucking do everything." But that was really just me trying to find some form of content that I like doing, and so
Yeah,
I tried. And it was, yeah, it was fun. Like that's the thing is if all it was talking to Christoph for an hour every week, I'm like, dude, we do that anyway,
yeah,
But the getting home from work and then like uploading it, editing it, like making a clip, it took like 3 hours. Then I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't want to do this anymore. So
yeah, yeah.
and you know what? It wasn't being rewarded either. I think that's the nefarious part of all of this too. Is like you follow what works, and there is something kind of demoralizing about like putting a lot of work into something and not getting anything out
Yeah,
of it.
you throw it out there and it gets 100 views, and you go, okay, sweet. All right, I guess on to the next one.
Exactly, and there's not, that's the thing is like, you know, do stuff that you would do regardless. Like if it gets no views, you still are proud of it. And
Exactly. That's what I like about podcasting is it feels so genuine and I like talking to people. I like hanging out with my buddies. So it's like I'm essentially turning my favorite thing into a show. So why would I ever stop? You
yeah,
know what I'm
and
saying?
I listen to podcasts. It's fucking sick,
Yeah,
but
I'm a big podcast consumer myself. What kind of podcast do you like to listen to? Do you listen to like kind of real off to the side ones, or do you listen to any of the mainstream ones that people might know? Or
well, yeah, I mean, like, because I used to have jobs where I could listen to podcasts at work, so
me
it's
too.
actually really fun, like, being in Austin, where I used to listen to Matt and Shane's podcast a lot at work. And,
Love that one.
yeah, and Sean and Lemaire are like the producers, they're on, like, all these episodes. And so now living in Austin, me and Sean Lemaire are, like, buddies. It's, like,
No
really,
way.
like, be hanging out in Sean Gardini's garage, just, like, fucking, drinking beers and, like, talking shit with everybody. And I'm like, it is a bit surreal. Like,
Wow. Good
so
for
yeah,
you.
Matt and Shane, I think like many other like comedians in my generation, Come Town kind of
Yes.
changed the world, changed my not only my idea of what a podcast can be, but just my personality.
Yeah, totally, totally. Man, that's how, if I could talk about myself for a split second, it's like I feel like for me, because you're right in the core of it. I feel like I'm so, and I've been told this by people over and over again. It's just, and I don't know if I'll ever break out of it because I like where I am. I don't mind doing video podcasting. In person is so much better, but traveling, like if I was to move, I just don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but that might be end up being what holds me back, which I would hate. But
Well,
yeah,
are you set up pretty nicely where you're at? Like, is there sort of like any desire to like go and fucking like pick
not
up? to the
Not
big.
really, man, because I don't know if it comes down to money or what it comes down to. Like, I found ways to make money here where it's just like it's really easy. Like I said, I don't really work, and it's hard to leave the comfort of that to go and be like, oh
Don't
yeah,
do
I'm
it.
just gonna go and talk and watch. My personality will become my career. It's like so scary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Don't. Yeah, dude,
yeah.
you got the life right now. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
I do like my life. I've got a good life. But hey, you've got a good life too. So let's talk more about it. Um, what do you think is next for you? Like, are you going to continue doing the podcast? You got more of these cat skits coming.
Well, I'm taking the cat skits to the fucking moon. As long as they keep going well, I'm gonna keep doing them and watch the follower count go up. But the so yeah, well, dude, yeah, if I could get a following from the cat skits, because really, what I went to film school, like I write and direct movies and stuff, and the truly the next thing I want to get off the ground is I in college I wrote a puppet show. It's like 100 pages long and it's like absurdist and really stupid, but I'm like I think it's the best thing I've ever written. Like I haven't been able to top it, and I
Is it
want
is it adult or does it appeal to all ages? Like,
to.
because like I
No,
do love that stuff. Have you ever heard of the Big Les show?
no.
Oh, or like Sassy the Sasquatch? You ever heard of any of that? It's like an animated. I'm surprised. Does it? You're kind of a pot guy a little bit, aren't you?
Used to be.
Used to be.
Now
Yeah,
it's
I'm
scary.
surprised you haven't heard of the Sassy the Sasquatch. You should check that one out after this.
Very like old swim core.
Yeah, tell me more about this puppet show. What makes it so great? You just kind of fell it because I feel like you're a good writer, so you probably just fell into some awesome stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, well, it's sort of like a semi-autobiographical kind of like absurdist series of vignettes where there's like a porn subplot. It's like a kid, but me growing up, and there's like all this stuff about sort of pornography and weed actually, and like and it's funny and absurd, but it's like asking very big questions about sort of like what does consciousness mean and what is like the basic thing is uh like life is very like makes no sense. We don't know why we're here. Things keep happening to us, and it seems completely random and arbitrary and kind of like silly. And at the end of it, you go, well, what is it? What is it? What is it going? Where's it going? What does it mean? I don't know. And so
Yeah,
that's kind of the puppet show is trying to ask through like porn and and
yeah, yeah. I hear you. Do you
off.
think that this might be a bit of a deep question for you? Let me know if this is okay or anything, but it is what came to mind when you said that. Did you ever have any fear, like when you had your like ball cancer scare? Did you ever have any
Mhm.
fear that you could die, or did any of that change the way that you viewed life?
I mean, yes, I think uh, it changed things in probably subtle ways that I have no idea. It's like deep in the iceberg. But when I got diagnosed, they told me like from the jump, like ball cancer is like 96% survival. Like it's
Oh
like
yeah,
one of the most sort of survivable cancers. So it was almost like stolen valor at first. They told me like we're gonna take your ball out, you have cancer. But it was an outpatient surgery. Like I had cancer, so I was like, I wanted to get existential with it. I'm like, whoa, life and death, and what does it mean? But really, it's like it getting your ball out doesn't really. It takes like a month to recover from.
yeah, fair enough. So,
But after
sorry.
that, I got unluckier and unluckier. Like most people, like 60% get their ball out and then they're done. Whereas I had to do 4 rounds after that of chemo, and that took like 2 months. And they were like, "You're done." And
Oh,
I was like,
good.
"Okay." And then they checked me up again, and they were like, "Actually, you're not done. You need one more surgery, like all across my entire stomach." And
Yeah.
that sucked. I was like,
Holy
"Okay,
shit.
that." And
Yeah.
then after that, they were like, "2 more rounds of chemo, and you're
Yeah.
done." I think
Wow. Wow. Well, I'm glad you made it through it, man. I think everybody is. That's amazing. Wow.
no, they told me there was a 2 more rounds. That was where I was kind of like, okay, I think I might be that 4%.
Yeah.
I was,
Yeah. Is this
I feel
ever going to end? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it definitely I don't know because I was in college too, so I was like trying so hard to live a normal life while also going through this and like kind of partying and like and missing stuff sucks. I'm like in the hospital, all my friends are like at some party or whatever, but there was ups and downs, dude. I mean like yeah, like when I lost my hair, I was on Molly, so that kind of gives you an idea of like what the cancer experience was like. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
It was like at a music festival on Molly after my first round, and I just like went like that. I'm like, holy shit.
Oh yeah. Geez. So it just kind of falls out.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know if I would lose or not, but yeah, it at first it was like a little bit, and I could pull out. I was like, guys, check this out. But I was on drugs, so I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh
dang, bro.
shit. Yeah. This is not good.
No,
Yeah.
I was like, it's great, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No. Yeah. I thought like in that that you shave your head automatically, or that I wasn't sure how it worked, but
It's cancer kills, or no, chemo kills fast growing cells, and to the two most fast growing cells, I guess, in your body are like the cancer and your like hair and shit.
oh yeah.
And so it falls out, and the reason you shave it is because it's just fucking, it's a mess.
Yeah, for sure.
It,
Yeah, you don't want to have it
it's
all
like,
patchy.
no, well, not yeah. It just falls out. Like when I was losing it, when you know, like okay, it's time to shave it, is when you grab your hair and like as much hair as I'm like I could just pull it all out, and you're like, it's
Wow.
time to shave it. Like you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And even
So
with the shaved head, you still have stubble, but you just rub it, and then you get like a handful of hair.
yeah, wow. Yeah, you have some good comedy bits and stuff about all that stuff too. You've really made something of all of it. It's amazing
Well,
thing to watch.
Christoph, my old podcast buddy, was he was there. I went to the hospital. I was on my way to a show, and I thought like, oh, this will take 30 minutes. It took like 3 hours. They told me I had cancer. Then I met Christoph and Jake, who I live with. Like I met with my buddies at a bar to kind of like take it all in. And that was
Yeah.
one of the Christoph said was like, well, it's gonna be great for your comedy. It's true. I mean, I think growing up kind of middle class in Florida with, as a white kid, it's like you have angst, but there's nowhere to place it. You're like,
Yeah.
the
It's becoming harder
bad.
and harder to be white, hey?
Well, not even, I just mean in terms of like nothing bad. I just had a good fucking life.
Yeah.
Nothing bad. I just total suburbia, like, and so there was almost, it's weird to admit, a feeling when I got cancer of like, finally, something difficult to like overcome.
There you go. Oh, that's hilarious, man. Holy shit.
Because it
So,
is like, because for real, like whatever wisdom I think I gained from it, it's maybe lost now, but there is a total sense when you're experiencing like stuff that is very physically difficult, like chemo or like surgeries, like just physically hard things to go through, totally makes you appreciate everything more. It's almost like I miss that. It's like when I had cancer, every day was like, I'm alive, the sun, my friends,
wow.
everything immediate. Whereas honestly, once it's over and I got my hair back and I started living a normal life, it kind of goes back to normal pretty quickly. All that wisdom and like self-actualization just goes out the window.
I'm sorry to laugh, but it's just like, yeah, oh, now I'm just a regular guy again. Shit, I'm not the cancer guy anymore. That's
Well,
hilarious.
it's like, okay, so before I had cancer, what was I worried about? I was in college, I was worried about my grades, I was worried about girls, and I was worried about like money. And then when I got cancer, those things seemed so absurd to even worry about.
Yeah.
Girls, I'm worried about fucking going on dates. I'm dying.
Yeah.
And then, uh, and then you're going through this. You're like, no, what's important? Your the people you love, like being in the moment, like nice weather, like all this stuff that you're like, everything else is fucking fugazi.
Yeah. Yeah.
After you finish treatment and you go back to being a regular person, all of a sudden you're like, fuck, money, bro. It's like, god damn it, I'm horny. I want to go on a date. It's like you're back to worrying about all the normal shit.
Yeah, totally, totally. So, if you don't mind me asking a couple of questions, like, so before you started comedy, I don't know exactly when you started. I know you've been doing it for a while, but did you have any weird jobs before you started comedy? Like, what kind of jobs have you had? And then, what inspired you? What pushed you over the edge to start doing what you do now?
Well, I was 19 when I really started. When I like started taking it seriously and doing it all the time, so I was a baby. I
Yeah,
was in
that's
college.
young. Yeah,
I before that I had worked at like a movie theater in high school, which was the perfect that's the perfect job for a high schooler. It was just us fucking around. Like it
yeah,
wasn't a real job. It was daycare for teenagers.
yeah. I always wanted to work at a movie theater or like a blockbuster.
It was the best, dude. It was so much fun. It was me, and I'm still friends with those people to this day. Like it was awesome. But no, I mean, it was just very normal life. When I was in high school, is like there was like my theater class did like an open mic thing after school, and I just went up and I didn't even think about stand up at all. Like I liked it, but I just went up and I did like a 5 minute set, and I think I crushed harder in that high school set than I have since in my in my life.
Yeah,
It,
you blew your load early.
it was everyone was so supportive. They were like, it was just the environment, and I was like, oh, I can do this. And then I think my mom had signed me up for like a stand up class, which don't take a stand up class. It's a total waste of money. But
Oh, those make me so angry when I see like a stand-up teacher on like a video and they're trying to explain it. It's just like, oh my God. You can't
yeah,
make comedy robotic. There is no like sure there can be tricks to it, but ultimately it's about your original character. So if you
well,
try
yeah, and there's skills you can learn for sure, but the way to do that is by going to open mics. Like if they were truly honest with you, they would say keep your $200, just go to open mics every day. Like that's how you learn. Like you don't,
oh, for sure.
I was in high school and I didn't, my mom was just like, oh, you're good at this. All right, here's this. And then in college is when I like just started, I realized that there was like a scene, I'm like, oh, these people all know each other and they do it every day. Like, oh, I didn't realize that this was like a whole community. And also I think maybe a lot of people do this is they think that stand up is signing up for an open mic every 6 months and inviting everybody, inviting all your friends. When in reality, it's like, oh no, I'm supposed to do this like every day. Like,
Yeah, and I'm supposed to do this in front of people that don't like me too.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also I realized that you invite a bunch of people and it's your first set went amazing and you're like, everybody's gonna come. And then you realize that that was just a fluke. And then you're like, oh shit, I
Then
don't
you
know why.
embarrass yourself in front of all your friends. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've never had a bad set in my life. So I don't know what that's like, but no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about, bro?
I don't know. But I will say I didn't go through the period of like like I wasn't great when I started, but I think I had enough of the most basic tools ready to where like Christoph, who is a genius, like he works the mothership. That's my buddy. But he would tell me like, yeah, I sucks for 6 months and I would just bomb over and over and over again until it clicked. And I look at that and I go, I would have never kept going.
Yeah.
If I was bombing for 6 months, I didn't have the dream in me to be like, no, but I need it. I was like, oh, I'm just not that great at it. And then I would do something else.
Yeah, yeah, me too, probably. But yeah, some people just have it. It is what it is. So, do you have like a favorite stand-up comedian or
Yeah, I mean, I'll unabashedly say Louis was like the biggest inspiration, not even just as a stand up, but like as an artist when I was in like high school and stuff. Because his stand up is incredible and he's still good. All the other stuff, whatever, it's not even worth talking about.
oh, you
Because
don't
yeah,
think his series is very good or like you don't think he's a
no,
good director?
all the vibe of Louis, who is in popular culture as like a fucking you
Oh,
know.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah, he definitely has
Just
a
I just had to acknowledge that while I'm giving him all this praise. But yeah, he's a genius, and he's a. The show is incredible. It was like just bizarre. Horace and Pete was amazing, and so he's somebody that I looked at as like even as an example for my own career of like, you have stand up always in the background to do, but you can do whatever you want. You can make a movie, you can fucking act, you can like do little weird art projects and just be I think that's honestly what stand up is kind of missing right now. I think that's the vacuum in stand up is like a true like auteur in the way that Louis was. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, because he does it so effortlessly. Like and
And
he did,
he's a real deep like his shit's weird. His shit's like very artistic. Like he's into like fucking like you want. If it were up to him, I think he would have been born in France in like the 40s, or like like making new wave films with the whatever. But I think right now we need like a real artist making stand up. I think you've got great entertainers. Like I think Tires is a great show, but I want somebody to make something fucking weird.
yeah.
I think Bo Burnham is the closest we got, but he's not really funny anymore.
Yeah, yeah, he is great. Yeah, for sure. Like as much as I love Kevin Hart, yeah, we do need a little bit of that. I'm with you. So,
But yeah, so he was a big one. I mean, now honestly, I'm just getting into like the classics now. I mean, I just discovered Dave Attell last year, and I'm like, he's the goat. Like, there's like there's like a ton of stand up that I need to like catch up on.
yeah. Yeah, it's hard to do everything. You know, you just can't do everything. and it just takes so much time to, whether it be consume comedy or create comedy. It's just so much.
Yeah, and comedy, especially like older stand up, it's like hard. It's harder for stand up than other things to like what do you call it? Age well, you know, like
Oh, exactly. Yeah, the shelf life of stand up is rough. Yeah.
yeah. Well, there's certain
But
guys like I
really
like
quick, that's where I say though, like to jump back to what we were talking about creating a character, and that's where it's weird. I only feel like I own something when I make a joke that is just purely my own personal character. Because
mhm.
almost like every joke out there, it feels like has been done. But when you do it in your own character and you don't follow those rules of the stand up teachers, that's when you actually are making something that is your own. And it's just hard to do these days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's what they call it, is finding a voice, right?
Yes.
It, is that's like, and they say it like takes you 10 years or whatever to become a good stand-up, and that's true. It's like you spend so long trying. You put on other. You try to do other people like, and eventually,
Yeah.
you know, if you really find your voice, and that's like a
Yeah.
moment. Like, but I'm still kind of finding my voice. Like I thought I found it for a while, but then I'm like doing like weirder shit on stage now. So like I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm still for it. But
I think your voice is pretty clear. It's pretty good. But then just to yeah, I'm just at my 10th year on this now, so let's hope it takes 10 years to find your voice. And I found mine. I'm not sure. But yeah, I've been doing this podcast for 10 years.
oh,
Um,
hell,
yeah, yeah. How old are you?
I'm 26 now. I'm gonna be 27 next month. So I'm a little guy. How old are you?
I'm 33.
Oh, okay. So not, it's as you get older, the disparity between ages start to matter less. And
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Yeah, hopefully with girls too. I mean, because for some reason I'm not attracted to girls my age. I'm still looking at the 27-year-olds. I'm like, shit, I'm still 27, aren't I? What?
well, yeah, you're going down to the playground checking out the talent. Wait, you're saying you like older chicks?
No, I'm saying I don't necessarily like the older chicks. Like I'm 33, but I'm like I don't really want to date a girl in their 30s. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
oh, see, I'm 26, and I wanted that's hot to me. Is
The older girls, hey, that's because you're so
really
mature.
warm.
That's why you got to be the guy to get Heidi.
well, you know
Oh,
what?
no, is she married? I don't know anything about that.
She's been sending me DMs like every other day, trying to hit me up, and I've been ignoring them.
Boom, baby. There you go.
No, I think she was really nice. We talked at the after party after Kill Tony, and it was just she was like very fun. We had a good conversation. I think she was quite charmed by me. So we'll see. Maybe next time I'll talk to her again and be like, yo,
Yeah,
let's have. I don't care that you don't drink. We'll make it work.
yeah. Let's give this a try. Let's go out for lunch.
Yeah, but no, she was really sweet, and
Cool.
yeah, anything. Yeah, it was great, man. But no, yeah, that's another thing. Honestly, I think the the aspect of all of this is that there is a certain like dating part of it where part of me wondering if I'm trying to get these views or these followers because I actually care about some artistic value or if I'm trying to get laid. Who knows? It's
Yeah, yeah.
probably some combination of the two.
I think about that all the time myself, and sometimes I think, am I just making myself the hardest guy to date ever? Like sometimes I think about it like, okay, everybody complains that all girls now are doing like OnlyFans or whatever, and it's like, okay, well, you're selling something that's you're going to take away from your husband one day. It's like, are we? If men are like kind of the emotional, not emotional, but if what we have to provide isn't our bodies, it's our character, are me and you just as bad as OnlyFans girls? I guess that's my biggest bad dream. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong, please.
well, the it's I guess it's a question of what value like if you think how bad OnlyFans is, which yeah, there's well, I think there is something sort of inherently feminine about being an artist in any capacity, and not being an artist makes it sound like I think this is like super high value, which realistically, stand up and podcasting, do I really think they're that valuable to the world? It's
No.
entertainment. It's like it's gonna keep you on their screens.
Yeah. Yeah, which they say is bad. Yeah, it does feel just creating comedy in general. Yeah, sometimes I feel so gross about it. It's almost like why again, sorry, a little talk about myself here. Sometimes I feel like I reject some of the basic premises of how jokes should be formed because it feels so lowbrow compared to
Oh,
proper
no, I
proper.
wouldn't at all.
No,
No,
okay,
lowbrow is the best shit. I have no interest in like making comedy seem uh because comedy's not supposed to be smart. I think once people start getting into the habit of seeing comedy as some kind of like perform or like like they'll like the Nanettes or like the like Gerard Carmichaels or whatever,
yes,
where
yes. Gerard Carmichael was exactly who I was thinking of. You're a fucking genius.
there's nothing wrong with those types of like, but it's just, do you call it comedy? Where to me stand up is pretty specific. It's funny.
Yeah,
Like the goal of stand up should be to be funny, and however that happens, I mean, I don't even know, like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck, like where laughter comes from, what things are. It's kind of all very absurd and doesn't really make any sense. And it's also doesn't have to be nice either. That's like something I feel pretty strongly about, is that like uh, there's there's this whole punching up and punching down idea, or like offensive comedy or mean comedy or whatever. And it's not like mean comedy or offensive comedy is like my favorite, like the ones that provoke, but comedy and like laughter is inherently kind of like a weapon, you
yeah.
know?
That's why punching down is so frowned upon, but yet it's the funniest fucking thing. Like,
Because what is comedy doesn't have to be nice. What do you mean? It's just
yeah,
it's fun, fucking cruel. It's like you look back, and if you remember in like elementary school, if you heard a group of kids laughing, what were they usually like? What was usually making them laugh? Some
Park.
fucking kid. Some like they're making fun of somebody, or like
Yeah,
somebody's getting beat, or like
yeah.
you know something embarrassing happened. Like comedy is about it's like the early, I don't know, waxing poetic like this makes me seem like I'm taking
Whatever.
too,
It's
but
okay. It's okay. This is a safe space. You're
yeah,
all right.
well,
Go.
like you look even like Three Stooges. I mean, like, what is so funny about somebody getting his fucking eyes poked out because he's in pain? It's embarrassing. Like, it's like that's what it all comes down to. So when people act like comedy is supposed to be like helpful to the world in some way, I'm like, who said? I don't understand. I don't think you understand what comedy is. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. What's cool about it is I feel like it cannot be completely, but then it also can be, which is almost what is. It can make it beautiful, but it's rare.
Yeah, there's a. I'll quote. I'm so white. I'll quote David Foster Wallace quoting, I think, Wittgenstein, which is that there's some forms of comedy offer escapes from pain, and some sort of transfigure pain. And I think that's pretty true. I mean, you can have like absurdist comedy that is like offering you an escape from pain, like Eric Andre or Andy Kaufman, or like sort of like Casey Rocket or weirdos. Or you have comedy that is sort of taking pain and transfiguring it, like telling an embarrassing story, or like making fun of somebody in a roast or whatever, just transfiguring pain. But I think comedy and suffering are related in pretty concrete ways.
Yeah, yeah. Totally agree. And now everybody watching and me and you both just got about 2 degrees gayer.
Let's take it up a notch, Rob.
Let's see how gay we can.
Yeah.
Clip it. Clip it. I did not expect that, dude. Fucking, you're so
Yeah.
funny.
Well,
So your theater degree, was it a 4 year program or?
it was a film degree, and I'm going to be honest. I have two classes left. I never finished college. I got sick, and then I just kind of forgot about it. But
Fair.
the
Yeah,
yeah, but
there might be a time limit. You might want to jump back there and do those 2 classes, get it done. I mean, because sometimes there's a time limit, and then you can't get your
I,
shit.
absolutely, and
Yeah,
I will, and I'll
yeah.
tell my parents as well. Yeah, yeah.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in South Florida, like right by the beach, in Deerfield Beach, sort of like by Fort Lauderdale. You're in
Okay.
Canada.
Yeah, man. I'm in Canada. I'm in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
You don't know nothing about the sunny beaches, dude. Yeah.
Nothing. I know nothing. All I know is I look out my door and I just think, "Oh my god, that's death out there." You look
Oh
off
no,
into the distance and you're like, if my
Florida, dude. Florida, you look out the door, you're like, I think this is heaven.
yeah,
I think that's the thing. I think that when you look back at art too, this is a conclusion I've reached recently. Is like all those like Russians back in the day used to write these like incredible works, these depressing, like, but life in Russia during that time was like difficult. Like in the time of like Dostoevsky and like
yeah,
all these, they were just like,
yeah.
you know, trudging
What?
through the snow,
Oh,
right,
yeah,
depressing.
yeah.
So
What can I think
like,
about next? Like, you wouldn't get a Jordan Peterson without some long tundra.
no, I mean, dude. So I think these beautiful, sort of like depressing, like hardship-driven works of art. I think that your environment really shapes that. So in Russia, this cold, desolate place gave us, Tolstoy. Whereas I think Florida, you get Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah,
It's like that's it's kind
yeah,
of just your vibe is outside your door is kind of going to determine your perspective.
yeah, yeah. And who's to say what's better? I want both.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, a move. Yeah, that's
yeah, that's
easy.
the move.
Well, but I lived in New York and I fucking hated New York
Yeah.
because
So what's
Florida,
Oh, sorry to interrupt. So like speaking of that, like what's your writing? Do you have a writing process?
dude. Well, like it's a. I think yes, it seems like I've been doing stand up for a long time and it seems like I know what I'm doing, but me and everybody else, we're all just struggling to write more. It's a like I think I'm one of the least driven comedians out of all of my friends. Like I'll get on shows, but I don't really try to. And I'll do stand up, but I don't really think about it or care. Like it's like a,
Hey,
uh,
that's okay. I think that's a good way to keep it relaxed, you know.
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
do that with my podcast too. Like I do it every Wednesday. I release it, but sometimes I don't.
Well, honestly, like, yeah, like a lot of my stand up is like I don't do observations about things. It's not that I don't like observational comedy. I just don't know how. Like, there's a like to pick a topic and be like, let me. It just doesn't seem like natural to me to be like, what's in the news right now? We'll do a joke about this thing. Where most of my stuff is usually related to like some embarrassing aspect of me or my personality, or it's usually sex too. Like I'm
Yeah.
such a sexual act, but like the bit I'm working on right now is about how I ask the audience like, are women supposed to come every time they have sex? And it's like fun banter or whatever. But about how I don't make girls come and like that's you. That's like most of my writing process is I go, what am I embarrassed about right now? Okay, I feel inadequate at sex. I don't make girls come. That and then you go, okay, well I'll talk about it on stage and I'll kind of feel better.
Yeah, yeah.
Or like my last, oh, I come really quick, like I don't, my sex is like it doesn't last very long, and
Yeah.
then I just start on stage because that's just how I write. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, you're so good at that. Like doing embarrassing stuff. I feel like it's a lot of my shortcomings is doing the embarrassing stuff. Um, like I love your 5 inches joke. I love man, I
That
love
was
so much of your embarrassing stuff. Like and like I was gonna say, you're so good at building the tension, and I think that's just because you've been doing it since you were 19. Like it seems to be innate for you a little bit, just to feel and then say right at the right time. Like that might be the most important thing.
yeah, and you get that by just doing it like quite a lot, and also like I think I like doing that kind of stuff just because I've got a joke about like my opening bid is always like I'm not gonna do it, but the premise is like anybody like weed like I weed makes me anxious, especially in like a social situation. I'll just like sit back in a conversation like in my head, just like, yo, am I gay? Like that's the opening bit, and I know there's people in the audience. I could like see it on their face of like, oh yeah, I've had gay intrusive thoughts,
Yeah.
and I ability to kind of like that's why they're laughing is almost because they're like, yeah, yeah, I had some gay thoughts, um, but shit nobody else wants to admit. And but I'm again, like I said, I'm still kind of finding my voice and just trying to. Mostly, it's just getting spots. It's like I'm like it's operating within the scene is almost like more of the job than actually producing material, which I think once you like get like stage time and like start going on tour and like reach a certain level, you're like, okay, now material is the important part. Whereas mostly the important part right now is like kind of like networking and hanging out and getting on shows. Like that's like half of it. Like
Yeah,
half.
totally. Totally. Yeah, man. I
Like
completely agree.
I 7 years and then I like became pretty good at it or like decent, like I could do well on a show. And then moved to Austin, you go, all right, well, how do you get on shows? It's not just by being good at stand up. You have to be good at stand up, but it's not like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like you're good. And so you're like, okay, I'm good now. give me, I'm on everything. No,
Yeah.
you have to kind of be an alcoholic.
Yeah, it's like politics. It doesn't have an end point, and there's no point where you can go like, "I'm done now," or "We've found the solution. Society's perfect." That is the eternally frustrating part I think about comedy is that it never ends. You know.
Yeah, with anything else, I tried to I'm not like I don't have any goals. Like I think in life, it's important really not to be goal oriented, whether it comes to
Oh,
dating or if you're.
I'm not sure if we should listen to that one, kids out there. I don't think any kids are listening, but I
I
don't.
think kids are
I
listening.
feel you, but I don't know, man. Some people they need the goal stuff.
For what?
I
So they can achieve something. What? It depends on what your values are.
Yeah,
Because and I think it's maybe I'm being misleading by saying not being goal oriented, but truly the goal is to realize that your goal is like exactly where you are right now and
yeah,
exist in a sort of state of satisfaction as opposed to it's with anything in life. If you're at a bar and you're goal oriented with getting laid, you're gonna be annoying, and you're gonna go home and you didn't get laid, and you're gonna be like, man, I didn't get fucking laid.
yeah, yeah.
My goals weren't met, or like,
Yeah, no, I
or,
see what you're saying. Like, so I think, yeah, you're saying that goals can distract you from being in the present and
yeah,
feeling what you ought to do rather than
and
what all, yeah,
it's not gonna do you any good to like go to a fucking comedy hang and have a goal of getting on a show.
yeah, they're
If
just
there's
all going to hate you. Yeah,
there's a booker there and all you're thinking is like, man, I really want to get on that show. I want to get, and you saddle up to them and you have a fake conversation just to get. It's like, no, I try my best to just like, my goal is to have a fucking good night and have some beers.
there
Like
you
my
go.
Brent is like a mothership comic. His birthday is he's having like a pool party later. I'm going there. I don't want to like there's probably going to be like a few people that like I probably should meet or whatever, but I don't care about meeting anybody that's going to help me. I don't care about being helped. I don't care about my comedy career. I just want to have 4 beers. That's the goal is 4 beers. That's pretty much it.
There you go, man. That is the way to do it, hey? Fuck yeah.
And
Yeah.
with any show I'm on or anything, it's like you just fucking uh like if all I thought about was like my fucking career or I don't know fucking the next movie I'm gonna make you go crazy. You start to
Yeah.
imagine. You start to have these glory fantasies in which you are
Yeah.
like
Cuz it's so
getting.
far away. It's so far away that you can start getting down on yourself too easily.
Well, it's just masturbatory. You
Yeah,
ever
that
have
too.
fantasies when you're really successful, you
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah,
you're telling your story on some podcast?
totally, totally, man. Yeah.
I'll sit in the car and I'll talk to Joe Rogan. you know?
Shit.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you okay, man. Doesn't matter.
Mind if I have a cigarette?
I don't mind at all, man. Wish I had something to smoke. I usually have a cigar right by me, but I don't.
Yeah, I'm fucking retarded, man.
Yeah, dude, I love poisoning myself. It might be my favorite thing to do is just poison myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Why is it so fun? If it's so bad, why does it have to be so fun?
Uh, because you're practicing death.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I
Oh,
wanted to introduce you to my my little best girl here real quick.
dude,
I
hell
just
yeah.
woke her up from sleeping though, so she's a bit grumpy, but this is
Oh,
Jibble.
yeah, little
Yeah.
hairless girl.
Yeah, she's a hairless cat. She's beautiful though. Uh, yeah,
That's
she
so cute.
yeah.
No, dude, cats are the best. Dude, I didn't realize how cool they were until I got one.
Yeah, I fuck with cats a lot, man. They help me deal with women a lot. I don't know. Like, okay, so if you had to kind of I know this might be too goal oriented or something like that, but if you had to craft like the perfect girl that you could have, because we're both looking for girls. I've had a few. I've had a few.
You mean my ex girlfriend? Oh, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, she's your perfect girl. Oh fuck, man. I've had a few perfect ones who just didn't want me enough. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if
No,
you,
this is good. I want to go down this territory.
me too, me too. I thought this was good territory. So like I've had not many girlfriends. I was with one girl for 8 years. She was a Latina, which was a little bit scary to say
Oh,
the
they
least.
get mad at you for no reason.
Dude, I almost got pushed downstairs a couple times. We've got some knives showing their faces here and there. It's Latino style. So and then I've had some girls who are more supportive and they're like more motherly, and they're they support what you do. They love you a little bit more. Maybe they're not as hot, but it is what it is. So if you had to craft your perfect girl that you're looking for, what do you think are on those metrics?
Uh, I mean, I like a girl who's smart and funny and cute,
Yeah.
and yeah, like as I get older, I don't. It's like supermodel looks are not as important to me as like the vibe of being around them. Like yeah, like I like when you're just there and that's the riffing is going great. Like if a girl is like really funny, that's very attractive to me. I also tend to like like yeah, like you gotta be careful because sometimes like the smart girls are kind of the craziest.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yeah, like there's a happy middle ground of I like a girl who's figured her shit out. I like a go getter type of girl. Like my last girlfriend was really cool. She was like a scientist. Like she would go and like study invasive plants in like other countries, and like she was like wicked smart, but also kind of a manly in some ways. Like she worked harder than fucking I did. She was
Yeah.
out there like with tools and like driving big trucks with trailers and like was on my ass about like my work ethic and shit
Yeah.
and
And yeah, do we want that? Maybe we've personally, as men, we've breeded intelligence or ambition out of women because ultimately it just makes relationships harder if they're smart and ambitious.
I mean, I think that's probably why you're seeing a lot of the quote unquote struggles of masculinity right now is because maybe the role of defined by sort of like 50s husbands coming home and like being the breadwinner is kind of gone, and so we feel like we don't really have an identity anymore. But I think no, I mean it's I don't know. I think I like a girl who's a bit more on like the feministy side too, because I don't want a fucking girl who hates her own gender. Like, I think it's unattractive those girls who are like, like fuck chicks, bro. They're so stupid and like catty. And I'm like, I think that's probably a you thing.
Yeah.
I think
You,
it's.
you know,
I think men, women. It's the tale as old as time, right? It's.
yeah.
I like a good conversation with a girl where we can. It's like I think where a lot of these kind of gender politics break down is that there's a lot about women that kind of annoy or scare us. And to women, there's a lot about men that annoy and scare them.
Yeah.
And it's kind of an interesting mix. I think that's why when we're together, it's so cool, is because you get to be like, they're like fucking men, and we're like fucking women, and they're like, yeah, women, and we're
Yeah.
like, yeah, men, and then you fuck, and it's
Yeah.
like,
And then it
there's,
all comes together. Yeah.
you
I feel like that's part of the problem with maybe the West a little bit, or like you could call it a secularized society in a way too. Cause like I feel like for some reason, man, we downplay things that when you over intellectualize a thing, like, oh, hey, I'm being a corporate leader is what's important. It's like it downplays cooking. Yet, man, if a girl who can cook really well, cook things from scratch, it's like so valuable. But for some reason, women in the West seem to think that it's not important for some reason. But or they
I
don't think it's
think
not important.
I'm not a very good cook. Are you?
I barbecue well, but like
Yeah,
but do I like cooking? Not at all. Like if a woman would be a great cook and do that kind of stuff, that somehow it's so important to me when it's it shouldn't be, but it is, you know?
I think a guy who knows how to cook is hot. I
Yeah.
think girls like that.
Yeah, they do. They do.
You ever seen the bear, dude? Are you kidding me? Who's the biggest sex symbol right now? Is the fucking
True.
guy from the bear?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, true,
but
true.
I mean I see the point you're making. I think like I don't know like there's definitely an aspect of
It's basically I'm just like saying like why do women in the West downplay all these great things that they've done over the past 100 years? It's like I hate that they downplay it. It's so
yeah. Well,
valuable.
I'm sorry. I'm just searching for like examples in my own head
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that being the
No,
case.
I
Like
don't mean to interrupt your thoughts. Yeah, I'm just
no,
saying.
I'm just thinking of like have I met anybody that's downplaying cooking or downplaying feminine
I feel like
things?
any feminist probably is a little bit. It's like cooking is like just as important as providing a house. Cooking is just as important as that. being an
I think,
attentive mother is like just as important as being a man who's able to protect his woman. But for some reason, the things on the womanly side in the West, we just downplay them, and I don't know why.
yeah, I don't know. I guess I disagree in terms of like, I think generally out in the real world, like, I don't know if I'm going to meet anybody that's like I think what even like the most staunch feminist that is attracted to men wants is I think they'd know how to cook for themselves, or like they'd like it or whatever. I think what you're describing is probably they don't want to be like a trad wife. That's kind of what you're saying? Like they don't want to
Maybe,
be like
maybe,
they
but
don't want to be.
I feel like if you want to breed yourself a professional athlete, you're going to have to be cooking from scratch, or you're just going to get some gut health issues.
Well,
Or
what girls want, right, is a guy that can take care of themselves, or what a guy wants is a girl that can. That's like self-actualized. It's mature, right? I don't think there's any guy or girl that wants somebody who doesn't know how to cook or doesn't know how to like girls. It's like. They do want a guy who can like lift heavy shit, and it's not because they're like kind of bred in some way to like masculinity, but they want some guy who just is mature, who's like can like take care of himself, who fucking showers and dresses nice, and is like a cool, well-rounded person, right? I think that's what everybody wants. Like, I think whether it's a feminist or anybody else, it's like maybe I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but it's you just want to be around cool people that are like adults and like grown-ups and know what they're doing. And part of that is cooking, part of it's lifting shit, part of it's having a job. That's like step number one, dude. It's like just get a job. Anybody that's like confused on how to get a girlfriend, like don't even worry about a girlfriend. Get a fucking job and make some money. Just don't be a loser. That's like it.
yeah,
I'm so confused by sort of dating dynamics being discussed on the internet, especially when we talk about broad things like, you know, feminism or like certain types of people that I'm not entirely convinced actually exist. Because it's like okay, so the what's being sort of touted as like the most valuable things that a masculine person can do, right? It's like having a lot of money, being tall, being muscular, being kind of a dick, all these things that are like being reported as like what chicks like. I am poor, 5'7", one testicle, bad at sex, kind of look like a lesbian. How am I getting laid? Why? Explain that to me. It's because I have a fucking personality and I'm like, like just a normal fucking person.
yeah.
It's like I think there's like a misalignment of values with fucking all this, all these gender politics that are being discussed on the internet.
Yeah, it gets complicated. It's like a golf shot, You don't want to overcomplicate it too much with too much reeds or anything like that. Yeah, let's throw
Here's
in another
the
cigarette, dude. Let's get some more nicotine going. I'll throw in another dip. Can I see that view of yours? What? Let me see what you're looking at, big guy.
oh, it's just my backyard.
Oh yeah, we got some fence. We got a little charcoal grill
This
there.
is
Hold
this
on,
is my
can you flip it around again? Sorry.
yeah. When I want to meditate, I look at that tree over there.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful green tree right there. Yep, cool.
But truly, I think here's the secret to getting laid. I want to be. That's my next grift. Okay, it's cat videos and then it's fucking dating advice. It's uh, I
I love
seriously
that.
think people are listening to all the people. Fucking fuck clavicular, dude. Everybody's listening to the wrong people. Listen to me, and you'll actually get laid.
I love that. That's my next grift.
The secret to getting laid, or not getting laid, is even a stupid way of putting it because it makes it seem like it's some kind of objective. And yes, it is objectifying these women, which is I think is a huge, huge problem with the way these things are discussed. The way to get like to make connections and get a girlfriend and like have successful encounters is honestly not be goal oriented. That's like the big one is forget about getting laid. That's how you get laid. Forget about it. What you want is a community of friends. You're a social guy. That's attractive. You have friends, and you go out. You go out, and I think becoming an alcoholic is a part of that. Is like just start to. If you don't drink, just start drinking. Oh, weed. No, I smoke weed. That's cool. No, it's not the fucking same. You're gonna sit at your house and watch fucking whatever. So the step number one is you find a community through a hobby or something like rock climbing, as my brother did. He went through a breakup and doing real bad. He started
Yeah,
rock climbing.
just start
Now he's
climbing
got like
rocks.
and now he goes to parties with all his rock climbing friends, and it's just being around those people. So that's step number one, is get friends. Step number two is make sure you can provide for yourself. Like, don't worry about getting laid if you can't pay your fucking rent.
Yeah.
And work blue collar. Just, that's easy. You get a fucking blinds hanging job.
Yeah.
You look like a man. You don't really have to do a lot of work. But
sell vacuums door to door.
Yeah, whatever. It's those two things. I can't even think of another one. But if you have those two things, those are attractive to girls. And you might get laid from also dress nice, whatever. But you have those two things, and that's attractive. And if you do those two things and you're still not getting laid, at least you have a bunch of friends now, and you can fucking provide for yourself.
Yeah,
win-win.
Pretend you have cancer. Like that's the next step.
That's what I did.
Yeah, that's the backup plan.
You thought I was telling the truth about any of that shit? Fuck no. That's why I'm smoking cigarettes. No, it's true. I mean, I think I'm right. I think I'm more right about this than anything.
Oh shit. Oh my god. Let me collect myself.
You mentioned fucking Jordan Peterson's name earlier, and I like Jordan Peterson. I was a Peterson head back in the day.
Yeah. This is the best 10 minutes of podcasting I've ever done in my life, I think.
Well, dude, because he's always talking about the West, right? And like what women are like and whatever.
Yeah, that's his thing.
And that's all cool. I mean, like, I think make your bed is a really good piece of advice. Like, I think a lot of his early shit was pretty good, but I do think that I think a lot of guys who are on the internet talking about this stuff, and I should just stop looking at it. I should just stop caring about this shit. But guys who are getting like advice from people about dating on the internet and like forming opinions about what girls are like or what feminists are like, or like, like they see a girl with armpit hair and they immediately like jump to all these conclusions about who they are as a person, instead of just fucking just talking to them. Like, just, it's like, everybody's fucking cool. All we need to do is just, just like talk to a girl. Don't have some kind of weird idea of what a girl likes or what girls like or what girls are like or what girl, just talk to one.
Yeah. A girl with armpit hair might make a fucking great wife, like.
Yeah. If that's, it's like fucking, yeah, it's like, I think some stereotypes are definitely true. But I think people are way more complicated when you have a conversation with them than sort of like caricatures that are created based on kind of like, I think it mostly comes down to like fear and disappointment, because the Andrew Tate phenomenon was really weird, because like on some level these types of people hate women because they're like caricaturize them or like make it seem like women are a certain type of way or they only like this thing or whatever. So on one level you've got like this kind of like animosity toward women, but on another weirder level is also they're like doing that but also putting them on this incredible pedestal and like kind of worship them in some weird way. Which either way takes them out of the equation completely as human beings.
Yeah. No, the Andrew Tate stuff has been super interesting. And the whole manosphere group of dudes who are talking about that shit. Like, did you see that documentary, that Louis Theroux documentary, Into the Manosphere?
I skipped it because I want to watch it, but I know it's going to scratch the worst parts of my brain. Like, I know it's just going to like make me depressed.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, man, there is entirely too much judgment going on the internet for things like that. I completely agree.
Yeah, well, what people need to do is meditate for 15 minutes a day. Just do it. And
a little bit of meditation.
If you're religious, pray. How many of these fucking...
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like so worked up right now. I feel like I'm just going off of my own fucking...
No, I can't even tell that you're worked up. It's all good, man.
When people talk about religion on the internet, it's so weird. Or even politics to a degree, but especially religion is like there's people that... And Jordan Peterson kind of popularized this too, of this kind of like more positive view of Christianity.
Yeah.
And I'm very positive on Christianity as like a ideal, but I find it odd, like a lot of these discussions about whether it be the existence of God, whether it be religion's place in the West. These are not people that attend church. These are not people that think very deeply about God. These are not people that really are like hearing the message. They just kind of want to talk. Like
Yeah,
they just kind of want to discuss it as like an abstract. But I would recommend anybody who has an interest in religion should just fucking pray.
just
Just
do
do it
it.
every day. Like
Yeah,
why
it's
aren't you doing that right now?
yeah, it's like it's an individual thing. That's what's crazy about it. I feel like sometimes people like talking about religion because it makes them feel smart or something.
Yeah,
Like,
or the other way, or an atheist who's like jerking themselves off trying to prove the existence of God.
yeah, just be like, oh, there's no proof. It's like, dude, it's not about that. Religion helps people that are like fucked up. It's like,
Yeah, and it's I mean, dude, like the image of Jesus Christ on the cross is incredibly powerful. It's like it can almost make you cry if you think about it hard enough. It's like just the idea of giving yourself up to something, like just complete self-sacrifice. And I feel like people don't even think about it. People, they're not worried about that. They're worried about like arguing about God's existence. Like it's not
yeah,
important to me at all. It's like uh, be a good, be a good person.
yeah,
It's like I was dating this one girl who was a mother, and she, like the just her life and the amount she fucking like totally became like not even individual anymore. Her life was totally about providing and about like not living for herself but living for this kid, and it was just the amount she had to deal with. It was just crazy to me, and it made me think of Jesus. And I go, this is like a fucking this is what it is.
yeah,
It's like her, and it's almost too much. Where I go, you gotta leave some room for yourself.
yeah, totally, man. Yeah, like,
But
and that's, yeah, I agree. And that's, I guess we can leave it at that, right? Final messages: just go out there and be a good person, live in the present, find
have
some
a
time to
kind heart.
meditate, and
Yeah.
be more like Joe Jax. That's the message.
Sometimes on
Yeah.
my good days.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for everything today, man. Anybody, if you want to find him, you can go to Instagram. He's got great stuff there. Joe Jax Comedy. Anything else you want to mention before we call it a day on episode 160 of the Canadian Talk podcast?
No, bro, it was fun. I appreciate you having me on. It was a good way to spend my Sunday. And now I'm gonna drink 4 beers.
Hell yeah, I've got two beside me ready to go. Yeah, man,
All
keep
right.
keep out there, keep socializing with these important people. It's a big part of it, like you say, and I have no doubt for you, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Okay, all right, that's Canadian Talk.
All right, I'll see you.